All right, so before the game, what was the general game plan? What was your sense going into the Villanova game that you guys wanted to try and do to slow down the Cats?
Well, first and foremost, early in the year when we played them in Philadelphia, I didn't feel like my team competed and brought the appropriate fight to the game. And so I wanted to see our guys fight and compete. And I thought we were really ready to play. They knocked us back early in the game with their three-quarter court pressure. And obviously we're starting a 17-year-old point guard who should be a high school senior. And, we didn't get off to a great start offensively. Our offense really hurt our defense. And so we didn't get off to a great start. But, our guys were able to hang in even when things looked bleak. Our guys maintained a certain amount of fight with them. And, that's the thing I was most proud of, the way we competed, the way we hung in, and we just kind of found a way to win. And I was really proud of our guys' effort.
Okay, but I've been trying to go through this. So you're down 15 at the half. And like you said, your 17-year-old point guard is Marcus Howard, who's a spectacular talent and having a really good year, just really struggled last night. He gives you nothing last night. So what did you say to him at the half? What was the conversation like at the half?
Well, we wanted to break it into 4-minute wars. We felt like we had 5 4-minute segments, and if we could just chip away at the lead and chip away, you're not gonna get 15 points against the Villanova team quickly. What we had to do is try to win it each 4 minutes, 2 to 4 points, and then put us in a position at the end of the game where in the last 4 minutes it's a 2 or 3 possession game. And we were able to do that. And had huge contributions across the board. I thought Caden Reinhardt at the end of the game, his shot making, his play making, obviously was the key to our victory.
Yeah, he had 21 against Creighton. He had 19 last night. He ends up getting fouled, making the 2 what end up being the game-winning free throws. Caden's an interesting case. I saw him play in high school at Mater Dei, goes to UNLV, has a good year, transfers, goes to USC for a couple years. He's averaged double figures everywhere he's been. What was your perception, or what did people tell you about Caden before you got him?
Well, everybody that I talked to, from his UNLV days to his USC days, and even before that, Coach McKnight at Mater Dei, raved about his talent and ability as a player. And, everybody had really good things to say about him as a kid. It just, I think at times, like the off the court stuff, maybe got to him, got in his head where, he could lose focus on the things that are most important, which is winning and helping your team compete to win. After, the first semester here, I didn't think Caden really found his footing until after the Christmas break. But since Christmas break and in Big East play, he's been a big-time player. He's not only made shots, I think he's really passing the ball well. I think he's been a really good leader on a day-to-day basis. His approach in practice has helped our other guys. And, look, he's been to the NCAA tournament, and none of our older guys have done that. And so our guys look to him, and he's really delivered of late, and I'm proud of him. I'm happy for him. Even early in the year when he wasn't playing as well as he would like or as he was capable of, I felt like he was going to have a breakthrough at one time or another, and I think we're seeing that, especially recently.
What did he say to you when you're going over to do the handshake and the place goes nuts and they're storming the floor? I don't know if it was audible. I don't know if you could hear him or not, but it looked like he said something to you. Did he say something to you that you can remember last night after you won the game?
He just said, "Thanks so much, Coach. Thanks for believing in me." And, that he loved what he was doing. And I'm really happy, he's been through a lot as a player.
Yeah.
And, everybody's journey is a little bit different. And in today's day and age, if you don't take exactly a straight line, people can cast judgment. The kid's a really good kid. He works hard, and he's been an outstanding player for our team, especially in Big East play. And he's a big part of what we're doing moving forward.
Steve Wojciechowski, head coach of Marquette. They upset number 1 ranked Villanova last night at home. Place went crazy. They stormed the floor, and now they're looking like an NCAA tournament team. Okay, so then here's the question. How do you we always talk about letdown games. Like, look, there's a lot of energy expended, not just in the celebration, but coming from 15 down at the half, 14 with 6 to go to win that game. Plus, you're on the back of beating Creighton. How do you keep your team level? Like, you want to celebrate and have them enjoy it, but you still have, Providence and St. John's. Like, those are the type of games, classic letdown games, if you celebrate too long.
Without question. And fortunately, I've been on the other side of it, not necessarily as a head coach, but as somebody who's been on a staff that's coached number one teams. And when I was at Duke, and at times we were ranked number one and lost, it was amazing to see what the teams that had beaten us did following those games. Because a lot of times they'd go into a 2 or 3 game slide.
Yep.
And then sometimes they would cost the team a trip to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, it's their Super Bowl. Beating Duke is their Super Bowl, right? I mean, and then everything else, they just forget it. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I sat in studio with Seth Greenberg when he was at Virginia Tech. They won Vitale. Put him in. I was like, hey, better not lose to Boston College next game. And sure enough, they would.
Yeah, I mean, that's a trap that a lot of teams fall into. And, I've already talked to our team about it last night and then again today. And, the Villanova win was a huge win for our program, and obviously when people talk of resumes, to have a victory over the number one team is really good, and it did a lot for our fan base and our players. But at the end of the day, if you don't take care of what's next, it really diminishes the accomplishment. And we know, I mean, Ed Cooley is a hell of a coach. Those kids compete. They play hard. We have a big challenge ahead of us. And, look, I would have told you before the Villanova win that if you said what is it a more important game for you, the Providence game is a more important game. We have got to win that game, and we've trying to get our guys to understand that.